Well, hello everybody in pre-algebra. Welcome to week 1. This is week 1. There's 8 weeks of instruction. I'm just going to try to make this as painless as possible. I'm just going to show you what we think you need to know for Algebra 1. So we're going to finish the curriculum this year with composite figures. Hopefully you've already seen the video on that on YouTube. If you haven't, please go to Blackboard and look under the announcements page, and there is a video link to a video that really would be helpful if you saw. So this is it. And pardon me, I just have a little cough. It's definitely not the virus. It's just a little allergies a little bit. I hope all of you are doing great. Please. Remember, I have a YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for me, Mark Purdy. Just type in my name, Mark Purdy, and you should be able to find a YouTube channel with some math videos on it. And I'm going to entitle this Pre-Algebra Week 1, and there'll be 8 of them. And what I'm going to expect you to do is watch videos, and I'm going to put, from time to time, I'm going to put some assignments on Google Classroom, and I just want you to practice them. As you know, there's no grades, there's no SOL, there's no final exams, there's no fourth quarter grades. My job right now in the last 8 weeks of school is to just show you what I think you need to know. I've been meeting with the other teachers about this, and we talked to some of the high school algebra teachers, and they kind of told us what we should be doing the rest of this year to get you ready for algebra. So we're going to finish the unit. This unit, and then we're going to do some solids, and then we're going to finish the last 8 weeks with a review of Algebra 1, some of the stuff we've done in the past. But again, fear not, just relax. There's no grades, there's no quizzes, no tests. I am going to expect you to practice some of these problems, though, that I ask you to do, and I ask that you really take it seriously, just like you would school. And do what I ask you to do, which will never be much. You will have to do it at home, even though it's double blocked. It's just the way it is right now. That's kind of the nature of the beast. Okay, what you have here, this is actually the notes paper that you would get in class. You would actually have this sheet of paper. I'm just going to show you how to do some of this. A composite figure, if you remember the video, is a figure. It looks irregular. It's kind of weird looking. Like you don't see this in many books where it looks like a straight and it's a curve. As you can tell, it's a triangle and a semicircle. So what we're going to do is today we're going to find the perimeter. So we're going to only look at the outside. So what I'm going to do, the way I teach it is, when I do it in blue, I'm going to record it. So what we're going to do, we want to find the distance from here. We'll start here. We're going to go all the way around the perimeter, the outside. So right now, if I go from here to here, and by the way, if you want to, just pause the video. It might be helpful if you just draw this picture somewhere. It's very easy. And just label it, just any sheet of paper, and just kind of do the problem with me. That could also help you too. Okay, so from here to here, we've gone 8. We're going to keep track of our distance. We've gone 8, 8. Now from here to here, we've obviously gone 6. Now we're going to go from here to here. Now that involves the distance around a circle, that's circumference. Now remember, circumference of a circle is pi times diameter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3.14 times 10. And what that's going to give us is 31.4. Now remember, that's half of a circle. That's half of a circle. So we're going to have to divide that by 2. And what we're going to get is 15.7. That's half of 31.4. 31.4, by the way, when you do this, you might want to have a calculator or your cell phone nearby, anything with a calculator. And the 15.7 is going to be this distance around here. So now what we'll do is we'll take 8 plus 6 plus 15.7, and we'll have our answer. If you add it all up, you're going to get 29.7 feet. And that is our answer for the first problem here. I'm going to show you about 5 of these. Okay, that's all. Very simple. Just 5 of them. Okay, we're going to come back and do all of this with area in week 2. Okay, let's look at another one. And the good thing about a video is you can pause it, you can rewind it. the bad thing about a video is I can't really ask for questions. I'm going to have to just keep going. The good thing about it is if you don't understand what I just did, you can pause it, rewind it, and watch it a second time. Sometimes you have to watch it 2 or 3 times to really understand it. Okay, let's look at something that looks like your track on the outside by the football stadium, and we want to find the perimeter of this. Well, you can see what you probably have here is a square. See the square here? Here's your square, and 2 semicircles, which are going to make up a whole circle. Now, I say this is a square. That's important information because if this is 8, then so is this, so is this, and so is this. Well, Mr. Purdy, I thought we only wanted the outside. We do, but that 8's going to come in handy because we're going to involve a circle. So it doesn't matter where you start. I'll start here, and I want to go all the way around the outside, this entire thing. So I'm going to go from here to here, and I'm going to have 8. In fact, we'll do the easy part first. Now we'll do this part here. Remember that I want the whole outside to be shaded in blue. So we've got this part done. It's like the straightaway when you run the pacer on the track. This is the straightaway. You got 8, and this is another 8. But what we have here, remember the high school track, we've got this distance here, around here, and we've got this distance here. Well, that makes up an entire circle with a diameter of 8. So if we take the 3.14 pi times the diameter, which is 8, what we're going to get is, and I forgot my calculator, so I'm going to just kind of do it by hand, 25.12. Now, we don't have to cut it in half because we had 2 semicircles, which make it a whole circle. So what we have is this 8 plus this 8, that's the 16, plus this guy and this guy. Well, the 2 curves make up a whole circle with a circumference of 25.2. So I'm going to take 8 plus 8 plus 25.12. That's going to be 16. That's going to be 41.12 meters. Remember, we're not doing meters squared here. This is not area. This is just circumference. So again, if you just take a look and see what I did, it's going to be everything below this line. We took 8 plus 8. That gave us this. But then we've got the 2 curves. Well, this curve plus this curve makes a full circle. Well, the full circle has a diameter of 10. Remember, the side of the square is the same as the diameter of the circle. So circumference of a circle is going to be pi times diameter. So I took 3.14 times 8 and got this guy. Now I'm going to add that to the 16, which is the 2 straightaways, and there's your answer, 41.12 meters. Okay? Ooh, realize this was going to bleed through. Yikes, 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 yikes. Okay, I'm going to have to go to the pen, and we'll do this one. I'm going to have to go to the pen now. That's okay. So we want to find, looks like a hot air balloon. I'm just going to show you these last 3, but this is going to get a little tricky because I have got, the blue has bled through. That's okay, we'll figure it out. All right, we want the outside of this. So what we have is a trapezoid, a triangle, and 2 semicircles. So what we're going to do is I have to just go back to this pen here. Let's start here, and we're going to have here, remember the whole thing outlined. So we're going to do this part here, and that's 13. Easy enough. We'll do this part here, and that's 4. We'll do this part here, which is also 13. So we have 13 plus 4 plus 13. That's what we have here. Now, remember, it's the perimeter. I don't care about any of these, the inside here. We'll come back and do this problem next week with the area. So what we have are 2 semicircles, which forms a full circle with a diameter of 25. So to find the circumference of that, we're going to go pi times diameter. Take a second, please, and try that on your calculator. I need to grab my calculator real quick, or my phone. It's going to be 3.14 times 25. 3.14 times 25. And should have known to just have my calculator available. Sorry, I'm back. Flip on my calculator, and I'm going to go 25 times 3.14. We're going to get 78.5. Now we're going to add up all 4 of those because now that's the entire distance around this hot air balloon. I've got the 2 balloons here and the actual place where you sit. So I've got 78.5 plus 30, and we are going to be at 108.5. What are we using here? We'll just go feet. And we're done. Okay? Now, what I'm going to have to do, give me a second, is pull out another sheet of this paper since the blue bled through. Give me a second here. Hope everybody's doing great. Sorry, this is like my first time video. I will learn about all of these ins and outs, to have a calculator, to not use a marker. Sorry. Here, let's just flip over to this one now. Now, let's just do these last 2, and then we are done. Just these last 2. So just keep watching, please, and have your calculator ready, unlike myself. And then we'll just go through these. So here we go. Let's do this guy right here. So remember, we want the outside. So we're going to do the easy part first. We got 1.3. So we got 1.3 plus 2.1 plus 4.5 plus 4.4 will take you here, right to here, and then another 1.8. So we got 4.4 plus 1.8. Okay, and now we got to realize too that this is the diagonal, and so we can't just count. What we're going to do is we're going to make this into a triangle. This one's a little tricky, and this is a right triangle. So remember, this is 4.5. Now we want to find out this distance here. Now remember, this whole thing is 4.5. So to get this small distance, I need to subtract 1.3. So I need to take the whole distance, which is 4.5, and subtract this distance. So 4.5 minus 1.3 is 3.2. So this is going to be 3.2. So now we have to use the Pythagorean Theorem. So we have to take 1.8 squared plus 3.2 squared. So this is going to be your A, this is going to be your B, and this is going to be your C. All right, no one said this was, getting out of focus here a little bit. No one said this was going to be easy, some of these problems. So we're going to have to just do the very, very best we can. Let me get an autofocus here. What's wrong with this thing? There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take 1.8. I'm almost done. 5 more minutes, folks. Give me 5 more minutes, please. Okay, we have 1.8. So we have 1.8 squared plus 3.2 squared will be equal to c squared. Now, remember, we did the Pythagorean Theorem. We're dealing with this right triangle here. We don't know this distance here. We've just got to get this distance here. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we'll take 1.8 times 1.8, and that's going to be 3.24. So we have 3.24 plus 3.2 times 3.2 is 10.24. All right, and that's going to be 13.48. Now we have to take the square root of that. So the square root of 13.48. I'm using my phone. I have to turn it sideways here. 13.28 square root. Okay. Square root of 13.28. Square root of 13.28 is, nope, that's not it. That's not the answer. Okay, hang on a second. Kind of learning this. Okay. Hang on one second. You probably got the answer before I did because my thing is not working right now. Hang on. So 13.28. Okay. 3.64, finally. I'll call it 3.6. So we're going to make this 3.6. That's going to be this distance here. Now we've got to get this small little distance here. Now remember, this whole thing was 4.4, So we got to subtract 2.1 to get this guy. So remember, this whole thing is 4.4. So if I carry this up here, that's also 4.4. So to get this guy, I need to take 4.4 minus this guy. So 4.4 minus 2.1 is 3.3. 2.3. So now we're going to take 3.6, that's what we just found here, plus 2.3. And what we'll do is we will add up all of these numbers. You've probably already done it. Just give me a second. 1.3 plus 2.1 plus 4.5 plus 4.4 plus 1.8 plus 3.6 plus 2.3. I'm getting, oh, I got exactly 20. Did I remember to do all? Let me just make sure. It's always good to go back. 1.3, 2.1, 4.5, 4.4, 1.8, 3.6, 2.3. Yes, we've kind of walked around the clock. I got 20 miles. So if you were driving on a map, you're going north, west, south, east, kind of northwest, and then west, and then north again, you'd be driving for about 20 miles. Okay, that's got one of the hardest ones. All right, the last one, and then we're done. Last one is to find the perimeter of this guy. The perimeter of this guy. Okay, trapezoid. So we've got this, we've got this, we've got this. We need this guy, and we're done, basically. So this is 13.4, so is this. This is also going to be 13.4. 13.4. If this is 12.5, then so is this. So now we have a right triangle here. We want to find this. So what we're going to have, we'll start here. We're going to go from here to here, 10. Then we're going to go from here to here, 13.4. Then we're going to go here to here, 12.5. Then we're going to go here to here, another 13.4. Now we got to find this guy. All right, right triangle. So we'll call this the A, we'll call this the B, we'll call this the C. So to get this C, we got to use the Pythagorean Theorem. So we're going to take A squared, so we'll go 10 squared plus 12.5 squared. That's the B is equal to C squared. So that I know that's 100. So 100 plus, many people don't know what 12.5 squared is. Neither do I. 156.25. And all that equals C squared. Now we're going to add that. So 256.25. 256.25. So we're going to 256.25 is equal to C squared. Remember, to find C, we're going to take the square root. So we're going to take the square root of 256.25. Square root 256.25. And just about 16. We'll just call it, when you round it, it's about 16. So we're going to add 16 here. So now to finish this entire lesson, we're just going to add up all of these 5 numbers, because remember this, we found 5 sides. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will get us back to our original point right here. Now we're just going to add them all up. So 10 plus 13.4 plus 12.5 plus 13.4 again, plus the 16 that we found, and we're going to get 65.3 meters. And there's our answer. The only way to really check this is just kind of go back and make sure you have everything's accounted for. Sometimes it's easy to miss a side. We got 10, 13.4, 12.5, 13.4, and we just found this guy right here. By the way, area of all this is much, much easier and much, much quicker. Perimeter is kind of the tricky part. We get through that, we're in good shape. Okay, that involves perimeter of composite figures. I know it wasn't much fun. It's a little tricky, but I hope you're able to grasp some of this and do it well. Please be on the lookout on Google Classroom for any assignments that I post up there. This is week 1 pre-algebra. So look for the video on my YouTube channel.